What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 26 of our RB Barner Let's Play here in Football Manager 2020. Hopefully you guys are doing good. We are going to be taking on, as you can see here, Arsenal. It is the first leg of the Champions League, but today we've got the first and the second leg coming your way. There's been a lot of matches since we were last here, though, so let's breeze through those real quick, of course. Last episode, what a result it was against Real Madrid, and well, from there you can see we have played 7 games, including a nice little run in the Copa del Rey, if I might say so myself. So anyway, you can see here against Valladolid, we won 2-1, which was a good way to win in the 4th round. Abel Ruiz with a brace. We then beat Sevilla in a ding-dong battle of a game, which Haaland won us from the penalty spot in the 93rd minute. It probably should have been more comfortable than it was in the end, but nevertheless, a fantastic little win for us there. We then played Huesca twice in the space of 4 days, both games away from home. You can see we won both. This 5-2 victory here probably should have been 5-0, but we conceded some goals late on. We then moved on into the Copa del Rey semi-final, where we've taken on Real Madrid in the first leg, and as you can see on screen, nothing really happened in the first half, and we picked things up in the second half, pretty much straight from kickoff. Haaland found his way through on goal and put us a goal ahead, which was obviously fantastic. A great way to come out in the second half at the Santiago Bernabeu and, just put in a great little performance. And, well, from there, we doubled our lead. Koita grabbed one. However, unfortunately for us, Vinicius Jr. is quite a good footballer. And, he went on to have a very good game in the second half. He grabbed 2 goals, and to be honest, the second one I just didn't expect to find the back of the net, but credit to him, he scored well. And, things are finally poised, I guess you could say, going into the second leg against Real. There is still something to play for, as you can see Vinicius Jr.'s profile here. But yeah, there is something to play for there. But given the fact it's the Copa del Rey, and given the fact we've already played Real Madrid multiple times in episodes this season, I'm not going to do the second leg, and I know that might prove controversial. In the other semi-final, Athletic Club Bilbao are taking on Barcelona. It's currently 2-0 to Athletic Club after the first leg. I would be somewhat surprised if Barcelona turned it around, although I'd probably be equally surprised if they didn't turn it around. That doesn't make sense, does it? But I think you know what I mean. But yes, we're not going to worry about that too much, just because in the grand scheme of things, the Copa del Rey is not what I've got my eyes on. The La Liga title is, and well, you can see against Tenerife, a team towards the bottom of the table, a 1-1 draw, and frankly, a pretty shocking performance. You can see we just didn't have enough shots on target. Blanco ended up getting man of the match for us as we played our rotated 11. And then in our most recent game, a 2-1 win against Espanyol. And if that feels familiar, well, perhaps it should, because, of course, to start the season, we took on Espanyol, and we beat them 2-1 back then. But anyway, since you were here, we have made a signing. You guys know what the signing was if you watched last episode. We have splashed the cash and spent £60 million on Onana from Ajax. He's just a tremendous goalkeeper, incredible distribution, and so far for us, you can see he's played 2 games in the league. He's not actually kept a clean sheet yet, and he's not a particularly great average ratings, but in the Copa del Rey, he's doing a little bit better. It's going to take him some time to get to grips with things. He's not the easiest of games, and we have now started playing him in our best 11, and then having Blanco play in our kind of second 11 games. But anyway, this is the squad that is available for this game against Arsenal. We are doing both legs today, so I'm not going to ramble on for too long. And you can actually see the second leg is not until midway through March, so we're going to have a bit of a jump in time. But yeah, in the meantime, we've got 4 games, including that Copa del Rey second leg. Just to show you the La Liga table before we get into this game, we are doing very, 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 very well. Yes, you can see here, 9 points ahead of Barcelona, and even more ahead of Real Madrid. To be frank, and I mean this very seriously at this point, if we don't win the league this year, I've made a big mistake somewhere along the lines. From this position, we're in such a good spot with 12 games left of the year. We should be winning it every single time. That is the pressure that I'm putting upon myself. But yes, we'll see how we get on. And, we've got to shift our focus now to Europe. And whilst the league is definitely at the forefront of my mind, I would definitely like to get one over on Arsenal today, who, of course, knocked us out of the Europa League last year. Just looking at our team real quickly, you can see we've got a few injuries. Palacios is out with a torn thigh muscle for up to 2 months. Lisandro Martinez is out for 4 weeks. Jonathan David is also out for up to 3 weeks. Reguilon is suspended. So there are players who are regulars in the first team who are missing from today's game. So as a result, Hadara is the player that we're going to give the nod to come in and play deep line playmaker alongside Luis. And, well, it's in the centre-back position, it's all about Perez, who, to be fair to him, has put in some pretty good performances as of late and has continued to develop. We need the young 21-year-old to come good for us in this game. But yes, we're going to go into this. We're going to play the 4-4-2. We're going to try and play on the front foot, play positive against Arsenal in this first leg, and see how it serves us. Now, we don't have the best record against them. Last season was a bit of a disappointment, but since then we've gone from strength to strength. Onana, of course, is going to be in goal for us for this game, so it's going to be his live commentary debut. Definitely easier games than this one that he could walk into, to be fair, at the Emirates. But let's just see how we get on here. You know, there's pressure on me, I feel like, at this point, to make it far in Europe and to win the league this year. We are in a position now where, as I said, if we don't win the league somehow, everything's gone horribly, horribly wrong. We're in pole position. Obviously, the Copa del Rey, the fact we drew against Real Madrid, probably should be a good thing, but considering we were 2-0 up, it's disappointing, and it's not exactly a focus of me. This is my focus, and Koita is more focused than I am. I'm rambling on away about the domestic cup. Koita's got his head in this European knockout game, and Suso to one of our other new signings. I say new signings, new this year. You know what I mean. But yeah, the Spaniard, what a ball that was to Koita with his 21st goal of the season. He just loves to score goals. Between Haaland, Koita, and also I guess you have to throw in a Ruiz into the mix. We've got some players who are very, very good at that whole scoring thing. And when you have a few players who are good at that scoring thing, you usually do quite well. Anyway, Nitcham here, former Lewis FC Hall of Famer, gets the ball forward. We read it well, and while Suso, 1 assist to his name already, what can he do here? He lays it wide to Nordi, who goes to Hadara. Lovely little bit of build-up play here. Koita cuts inside, tries to throw through Haaland. Oh my God, has that gone over the line? VAR? It hasn't. Tierney's almost scored an absolute terrible own goal, but he did get it off the line. That would have been a Football Manager match-engine classic if that had somehow ended up in the back of the net. But unfortunately for us, on this occasion, the defender did clear it without booting it into his own goal. Anyway, they're coming forward with the ball here. Tierney, right back inside to Wilfried Zaha. Is Tierney playing right back for them? I could swear he's a left back. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, Denis Suarez, bring the ball forward. Options ahead. Finds Haaland. Can he finish it? Of course he can finish it. This is the start we wanted to the Champions League. This shows the improvement from last season as well. This 4-4-2 is so good. I'm loving the fact that we have a 4-4-2 that's as good as it is. Because I do feel like in past Football Managers, 4-4-2 hasn't always been flawless. You know, a 4-2-3-1 was kind of just the safe bet. Everything that we're experiencing so far this season seems to indicate that 4-4-2, when used well, does very well. And well, Haaland, he almost had his 3rd goal of the game. We are all over them like a nasty rash right now. You can see 3 of their 4 defenders on bookings as well. It's just not looking pretty here for Arsenal. And we're on the attack again here. It gets to a point where if we're 3 or 4 goals up, I sit there going, well, you know what, let's do the Copa del Rey second leg and not worry about the second leg of this game. This episode. Maybe we don't need to live comment after all. Unfortunately, because of how I know I tend to perform in European competitions and the way in which we lost, I think, 4-1 to Arsenal last year, I can't consider the idea that we wouldn't do the second leg of this tie. And well, Smith Rowe, he's heard me getting complacent. He's heard me talking about the fact that we might do a different game, and he's gone, nah, we're going to keep this interesting. Nordi, not the best defending by a player you've spent £40 million on, if we're being frank. And, well, he gets in behind Smith Rowe, scores his 11th goal of the season, which is a pretty decent return. And, well, Arsenal could be on the attack again here. If they make it 2-2 right before half-time, that'll be a gut punch. Of course, things have had to be jigged around a little bit due to all the, you know, the suspensions and injuries. Lissandro Martinez is out, Reguilon's out. Lots of first-team players not available for selection. And, well, Koita, maybe I won't make him available for selection for the next leg if he's going to miss chances like that. A golden opportunity goes a-begging. And at half-time, I want to say it's only 2-1. And that might seem really, really harsh, but I want to get the boys fired up here. We were a much better team in the early stages. Statistically, we've been all over them, but in the second half, we need to stay switched on. And while Saka's going to cross the ball in here, and it ricochets around, get rid of it. We just don't get rid of it, and it falls to Cardozo, who, well, he scores into the open goal to make it 2-2 here. When I started mentioning 3 or 4-0, I think that was a rush of blood to the head. I'm going to be honest. I thought we were going to somehow live to fight another day as the ball ricocheted there. Defenders throwing themselves in front of it, but unfortunately it just repeatedly fell to an Arsenal player to have a shot. Anyway, 55 minutes gone. It's 2-2. We were 2-0 up. It's like the Real Madrid game all over again. I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu here. Much like the Copa del Rey semi-final, a game that we've gone ahead in and looked very comfortable in, we're suddenly tied in. Well, Arsenal, they don't look done, do they? They've got Guendouzi threading through Tierney, who definitely is playing right back. He's going to cut in on his left. Can he finish it? I mean, thank God he's their right back and not their right winger, because you'd probably expect a right winger to score there. All of our defenders are on bookings. All of their defenders are on bookings. Everyone's getting booked. Koita, can you finish it? You can't. Leno makes a huge stop. Florentino Luis is not had a good game, so I'm going to make a big call. I'm going to bring in Jedson Fernandez, who can get crucial goals for us. Koita's finishing has been very hit and miss, and you know what? Ruiz has been very good lately, so I'm going to go with a double change. We're getting a new striker and a new centre mid. Still a little wary of our defenders on bookings, but I don't really want to change things too much. And, well, defensively, we're already kind of running on fumes when it comes to players with Lisandro Martinez out and Reguilon out. You know, it's already a bit of a makeshift back four. It was always going to be a problem. I guess a red card would disturb it more than a booking would. I'm just hoping that they're going to be well behaved between them, the back four, for the remainder of this game. Arsenal have got a similar line to tread, and while there's 22 minutes left here, Suso dinks it towards the back post. Arsenal now breaking away with Lacazette, who lays it wide, although Perez reads it. Lays it back to Nordi. The fact we've got 2 away goals is huge, but I am hoping that we can, kick on here. I feel a bit bad for Onana. He's made some half-decent stops for his live-com debut, but they've just had quite a lot of chances in the end, and he's been left a little exposed. Hopefully, if we get him called upon, he can be a difference maker for us as Saka brings the ball forward. Tavares makes a great little block and then gives it to Denis Suarez. Can we now build from the back? No, we're going to give them the ball. Denis Suarez, absolute disaster. And while Onana, it was hit straight at him, but I'm going to give him full credit. He has absolutely bailed us out there. That could have turned disastrous. And unfortunately for us, we live to fight another day. On Gwene, the corner only headed as far away as him. Now with Jedson Fernandez on off the bench, hits the woodwork and Ruiz scores, but I think it's offside. We're going to VAR. It would have been one sub to another. And offside is going to be given. I knew it was going to be given, but it would have been one of those glorious moments where the subs that you make a difference. That looks very, very marginal there. Fair play to Ruiz for reacting as quick as he did. Unfortunately, he was just a fraction offside. 2-2 would I be happy with? I think I'd have to be happy with it, in truth. It's not exactly been a classic game, has it? There's a minute and a half left. Could we make it 3-2? Abel Ruiz crosses in Haaland, who's carrying a knock. Heads it over the bar. I mean, this game, both teams have had clear-cut chances. You can see the possession. You can see clear-cut chances. It's been a pretty even game upon reflection. And, well, assuming there isn't going to be a late goal here, both teams are probably going to fairly share the spoils going into the second leg, which will be in our own backyard. Given our goal difference, I feel like that could be beneficial. But we do need to defend here this one last little chance before I get too carried away. Suso with the ball dinks it down the line to Hadara. I mean, could we get the late goal? Hadara dinks it forward to Ruiz, who could pull it back here. Tries to, but it's blocked away for a corner. I mean, we're not giving up here going forward. We're ending the game slightly the more dangerous team, but well, they're going to deal with it. And that is going to be full time for this first leg, I think. 2-2. What a first leg that was. Expect more of the same in the second. This is going to, well, much like last year, be a very, very tough game for both teams. A bit of a battle of attrition. We've now got a little bit of a rest period because we've got about a month to sit back and, well, reflect upon this result and hopefully kick on. I would like a few players to step up a little bit more. Apparently Haaland doesn't like the fact I've praised him for scoring a goal, so we're just not going to talk to him anymore. But yeah, we've got a little bit of time now to emotionally reset. We will skip forward, guys, to that second leg. It's on the 16th of March. Don't go anywhere. And yeah, I will see you guys in just a second. Okay, guys, so we are back here for the second leg against Arsenal. But first, shall we talk about this? Yes, this. You're looking at it now. 5-1, we beat Real Madrid in the second leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final. I thought this was going to be a close game. I wondered if I would regret not doing a live commentary of it. I regret not doing a live commentary for very different reasons to what I thought I might. Yeah, this was a crazy, crazy game. They got off to a fly. Vinicius Jr. continuing on his goal-scoring ways. His third goal of this semi-final fixture got them a goal ahead in the first minute. Koita equalised for us. And then just 10 minutes of madness in the second half where we just hit them on the break again and again and again. Suso with a lovely little finish. Haaland with a great finish. Serge Blanchard, who we brought on off the bench, the youngster, hit the ground running, got a goal to his name. And, well, yeah, it was just a crazy game. In the end, Koita rounded out the route. And, well, with 9 minutes left, Grimaldo got sent off. You wondered if a sixth was on the card. But, well, we showed a shred of mercy, I guess, towards them. Anyway, you can see here, Serge Blanchard, what a player this man is. He has been getting some football recently, and he's been taking those opportunities quite nicely. Let's look at the fixtures just since that previous Arsenal game. You can see we took on Athletic Club Bilbao. Serge Blanchard with 2 goals to his name there. Then we had that crazy, crazy game against Real Madrid. And from there, 2 more La Liga games, 2 more very convincing wins as well. Osasuna dispatched off alongside Real Betis. You can see Abel Ruiz with a hat-trick in one and Koita with a hat-trick in the other. And these 2 players, let's just compare them because I feel like they deserve to be compared at this point. You can see Koita, at least on paper, the better player. You can see their head-to-head if we just look at their statistics. It's just absolutely crazy that they are 2 players producing a level of goal scoring that I've not seen in a few years in Football Manager from my own players. It's been, a sight to be seen. You can see Koita valued now at £42 million. Considering we signed him for £19 million, that deal's looking very, very good roundabout now. And, well, we are going to hope that he can continue his goal-scoring ways into this second leg against Arsenal. You can see they've got a fair few players suspended. We're not looking particularly great either, though, going into this game. Let's just have a look at what would normally be our best 11. And, well, this is what our normal best 11 would be. And you'll notice there is a lot of red and amber over Martinez as well. We don't have our full-strength team, and we are going to have to shuffle things around here. So for Palacios, we're going to bring in Hadara. That's not too crazy a change there. That's going to see Mariba move on to the bench. I mean, look how well this guy's developed this year. Really has been doing wonders, you know, training with the first team but playing for the B team. And then defensively, we are going to need to shuffle things around here. So Perez is going to come in for Onguene. Konate's then going to come in for Lisandro Martinez. Now, the good news is these 2 guys play alongside each other in our rotated 11. So there should be a degree of understanding there. Then Nuno Tavares is going to have to come in at left back. And then Mbemba, our 5th choice centre-back, will be on the bench for today's game. It's a bit of a shuffle. It's definitely not a full-strength team. I guess the only silver lining really is the fact that the majority of our team, as you can see here, is fit and raring to go. I feel a little bit bad for Blanchard, but Jonathan David is now back from injury. I mean, let's compare him with Blanchard. Who should be on the bench for us? Okay, I'm gonna put Blanchard on the bench. I'm sorry, David. You may be 5th choice striker now, given Blanchard's recent form in your absence. But I mean, when you've got Abel Ruiz on 24 goals, Haaland on 23, and Koita on 26, do you even need a 3rd choice striker at that point? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, this game against Arsenal is going to be hard. They are 5th in the league, so they're struggling a little bit, but they've been putting more of a focus on their Champions League games recently. You can see they only played 3 days ago, so that could play into our favour a little bit, and they have got a few first-team players out. Obviously, we've been playing ourselves regularly in the league. We have pulled even further ahead, as you can see here. If we don't win the league this year, something's gone very, very wrong. I'm backing us to do it now. You can see in the Copa del Rey, by the way, with that win against Real Madrid, we will be taking on Athletic Club Bilbao, who actually dispatched of Barcelona 2-1 on aggregate. They're having a pretty good season themselves on 46 points, to be honest. But yeah, everything's kind of falling into place now. And whilst I feel like the league is ours for the taking and the Copa del Rey, we kind of have to consider ourselves favourite for, I am very nervous about this Champions League game here and now, because although we've got 2 away goals, our defence is a little bit of a mix-up. Obviously, Kanate was a very good player for us last year. This year he's put in good performances, but for the most part has played as part of our rotated 11. Perez, as well as a terrific little centre-back. Is he Champions League quality? I would say so. Is he good enough to, well, keep this Arsenal team quiet? That might be a slightly different task. And, well, Tavares, big game for him today, the second choice left-back. When we've given him opportunities this year, he's done well, except in the Champions League, where you can see his average rating there, somewhat less impressive. So, well, we need him to have a good performance, and this is not going to be easy. So let's see how we get on in this tie. It's going to be a ding-dong battle against Arsenal, and well, hopefully we can land the last dong. That's not a phrase, Jack. But either way, it's going to be tricky, but 2 away goals in the first leg is huge. That does mean that if we can stay solid defensively, I'm content with us finishing this game 0-0 and just going through on away goals. That would be fine by me. Of course, knowing how our team like to play, knowing how we like to score goals, I feel like anticipating us not to concede is probably a little ambitious. And while they're bringing the ball forward here and that's a problem. Smith Rowe, 17 seconds in, finds the back of the net. I mean, yes, we have had to rotate our back four for today's game. 3 of these players in the starting 11 wouldn't normally play in our best defence. But that doesn't really excuse that. That is shocking. My word. Right, there's another highlight immediately. I mean, if we could score on, the return, that would be good. If you were tuning in to football and this was your first ever game watching it, you'd think it's like tennis where the teams take it in turns to score points if we score here. I say that all. We've given them the ball. And although it's deep in their own half, I'm a little nervous for what they could unleash on the attack. They're going to switch the ball over here to Tierney, who is playing left back today, bless him. He switches the ball. Oh my God, Lacazette. Onana has made an absolutely huge save there. It would have been offside. That's still a pretty big stop by the keeper. Both of our fullbacks on bookings does slightly concern me. This is not the start to this game that I wanted. This is not the start that I planned. I mean, yes, I guess I wasn't expecting us to go super far in the Champions League this year, and off the back of last season where we did take the title race right to the end of the season, I wanted that to be the focus, but given where we're at in the title race, I can afford to put more focus into this competition, but injuries do mean that things are a little makeshift at the back, and well, Arsenal seem quite content to take advantage of that. In the first 8 minutes, they've had 70% of the ball. They're on the attack again here through Cardozo, who lays it off to Wilfried Zaha. He crosses it back post, and it's Smith Rowe again. And the worst thing about this all is it's Nordy, who's our only regular first-team defender, who twice has been beaten at that back post by Emil Smith Rowe. Oh, I am not particularly happy with this. I'm going to do a demand more shout. I don't really want to react too soon and panic and make changes, because I feel like right now it's just a case of we've not really turned up. We'll give it another 10 minutes and see how we're looking, as we are on the attack here. And, well, we could be about to get on the counter-attack here as Perez picks up the ball. Don't do anything silly. Gives it to Nordy, who probably needs to make amends. And, well, he almost crossed it into the back of the net. It would have been an incredible goal. I really hope that wasn't a shot from him. That is not the way that he needs to make amends for his kind of errors early on in this game. Zaha on this right-hand side switches it over onto the left, where we have looked particularly, well, weak and fragile. And while Lacazette bring the ball forward, Onana makes a huge stop at the near post. You would back him to save it, especially when you consider we've paid £60 million for him. But it's not particularly inspiring so far from us. They've had 2 clear-cut chances, 1 half chance. In some ways, we are lucky that this is only 2-0. They switch it over to Zaha at the back post here. Can he get the ball in? Tavares, nice little tackle, to be fair to him. On a booking, he's got to be careful. He made a necessary stop there. Now with Haaland, who could play it to Koita, who gets in there. Oh my word, how has that ended up in the back of the net? It is an absolute disaster at the back by Valenti and Leno. But we're going to take it. It doesn't matter how we get goals in this game, and it's pretty standard by our standards. Standard by our standards. I have a way with words sometimes, but It's just Koita sprinting at a defence, and he nips in there between the back pass and the keeper and just about manages to bundle it over the line. And, well, it's game on. Of course, if Arsenal score one more goal in this game, suddenly we have to score 3 goals on the night. If they, well, no, yeah, 3 goals? Yeah, 3 more goals we would need to score. I was doing the maths in my head. But, yes, of course, we got 2 away goals. They've currently got 2 away goals. 1 more goal for us would see it be all square, but the 3rd away goal could be painful if it comes. And, well, on that occasion, Lacazette's been a little bit merciful. He's put it wide of the post. We did 1 shout already. I'm going to do another one after this chance plays out. Florentino Luis tries to thread through Haaland. Can't quite get the pass through the channel, though. It's now with Nordi, who had so much time to take that down and didn't. Heads it straight to them. And Onana has bailed us out again. He is earning his keeping goal right now. He's on a 7.0. He's the 2nd best performer behind Koita in our team. That kind of gives you an idea of where things are. Tavares is on a 6.2. We're missing Reguilon, aren't we, at left back? That is safe to say. But whipped in it, Koita! Oh my word, that was a short highlight. Absolutely just came from nowhere. Florentino Luis whips it in. It's 2-2. It is game on. This is a great one for the neutrals, and, well, it's just a throw-in, and then Florentino Luis crosses it in. Koita, 2nd goal of the game to his name. I mean, if Haaland moves in real life from Leipzig, keep an eye out for Sekou Koita. That's all I'm going to say. And now Haaland, speaking of the devil, it's 3-2 here. What has happened in this second half? I've not panicked. We've not drastically changed the system. We've just shouted at the players a few times, and from absolutely nothing, and kind of undeservedly, we just find our way into this. Koita considered stealing the goal for his hat-trick. He didn't. And, well, Suso with another crucial assist for us. And we're on the attack again. There's 3 minutes of added time. Could we get a 4th? Haaland's there to Denis Suarez. Can't get his shot on target. And now Hector Bellerin maybe to try and unleash a counter-attack. Of course, Suarez playing against his former club. Did, of course, have a loan spell at Arsenal, the left midfielder. And, well, speaking of the devil, here he is. What can he do? Onana with a terrific ball forward to Suarez, who goes all the way through and then kicks it straight at Leno. Wasn't the best effort at the end of that run. That's a crazy first half. We were 2-0 down in 10 minutes and I was panicking. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased, and then I'm also going to try and just get them a bit perked up and cheered up. Good reaction, though. It's 3-2 here on the night. It's 5-4 on aggregate. Arsenal, 1 goal would be enough for them to send us out, so we could do with getting another. And, well, Suso has just turned up at the back post. Of course he has. Of course he's got his 6th goal of the season there. We'll take that all day, every day. This has been a crazy game. I'm not entirely sure what to make of it. But, well, people questioned the Suso signing at the start of the year. It wasn't a small transfer for a player of his age, but I'll tell you what, he's come up with some huge assists and some huge goals. And, well, Arsenal, don't do this. Zaha, if he scores, Arsenal within 1 goal of going through, of course. 4-4 would be enough for them on the night. We just need to win this fixture outright from this position. Considering we're 2 goals up, you would expect us to be able to do that, but weirder things have happened. This is Football Manager. Hadara, I'm going to take off for Gedson Fernandez. Florentino Luis, I'm also going to take off for Mariba. We're going to give the youngster a chance. 19 years old. He's been improving crazy amounts. This could prove to be a catastrophical error, but let's be honest. Hadara and Florentino Luis, they've not been super standout in this game. They were the 2 lesser performers, and we're going to need a lot from our centre mids in what remains of this game as Lacazette breaks through and scores. My head's in my hands. It's 4-3 on the night. It's 6-5 on aggregate. What is happening? I mean, Gedson's there. Kanate just loses his man. Oh, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. I don't really want to go more defensive because Arsenal are creating so much anyway. I feel like they're just going to punish us. How have we scored 4 goals with how few clear chances we've had? Yes, we've had a lot of shots. They've kind of just all flown in for us. Anyway, can we deal with this here? Arsenal looking for the goal that would see them go through. Kieran Tierney at left back to Smith Rowe, the player on a hat-trick for them. Now with Willock, Guendouzi, Smith Rowe's there. Can he finish it? Oh my God, Onana. Oh my God. What a stop that is. He's doing magical things for us, the keeper, right now to keep us in this tie. That's how we're still in this. Despite conceding 3, he's had an immense game for us. And while Suso's won the ball here, run on, son. I mean, Willock should get a yellow card at the very least. That was a cynical little foul to stop the breakaway. I could go more defensive, but I never feel like it works. I feel like in this kind of game, especially where they're creating so much anyway, just going more defensive, it just invites pressure onto yourselves. And it's not like we're not carving out opportunities. We've scored 4. I'm going to stick to my guns and stick to my principles. And while we're on the attack here, Suso drifts inside, crosses it. Oh my gosh, Koita. That should have been the hat-trick, debatably. It was a superb run by Suso to get inside. Unfortunately, he couldn't make anything happen. I'm going to take off Nordi, who's looking nervous and hasn't had the best of games. Thomas Esteves, the young Portuguese wonder kid, is going to come into the team. He's shown terrific signs of improvement. Of course, £500,000 for him. And well, with his addition to the game, look, nothing's happening. Time is just trickling away here. There's no more highlight. Oh, there's another highlight. Please, no. I thought it was over. I thought it was done. Mariba, just run for the corner, my friend. Just see this game out. Look at him go. Plays it across. Koita for the hat-trick. He should have scored it. It shouldn't matter. Oh my gosh, it's 6-5 still. And the final whistle goes. I had my head in my hands. I couldn't even see. I didn't want to look. But somehow, we've made it through that game. It's not a convincing performance, but we've done it, I guess. It's a great comeback. And, well, Koita deserves all the credit. What a performance that was by him. We've now got the Champions League quarter-final. I think that's when we'll be back next time. We've then also got the Copa del Rey. Oh my gosh, there's so many fixtures coming up. I don't know how to fit it all in, but I feel like the Champions League takes priority. Maybe we'll do the Copa del Rey final as well, the episode after that. We'll have to wait and see. I know we've got Barcelona in here, but in the grand scheme of things, that game shouldn't mean much. He says, kind of thinking about his team potentially bottling it all. But no, for our current position with 9 games left of the season, we're 12 points clear. The title should be won. It isn't for certain, but it should be won. And so I'm not going to do that Barcelona game. So next time, I'll see you for the Champions League quarter-finals. What a performance in the first round. Let's hope we can replicate it again next time. And well, hopefully I see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. I need to go have a lay down. I'll see you guys soon. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.